Hello, welcome to another unboxing. This time it's the Sony 18-200mm f3.5 to 6.3 OSS lens for Sony E-mount for APS-C. It's the best lens for the A6000 in my opinion. If you want, just forget the kit lenses and even some of the Zeiss ones. If you're looking for just one lens, this is the one. It goes nice and wide. It goes 18 mils at one end, 200 at the other, so that's times 11 magnification. It's got video stabilisation in it and a stabilisation for taking photos. It's a brilliant lens. And the reason I know all this is because my friend's got one and I've been borrowing it a lot. And I don't think they make these anymore. They certainly make the black version, but not the silver one. But the silver one's the best one, because if you're taking video, the silver one's better. So it has the video stabilisation in it. Let's see what's inside. Hope we get a bag with this one. Nice bit of chunky protection there. Doesn't look like it comes with a bag. Why? You know, you spend, this one was over £600, this lens, and you don't get a bag with it. Why not? There's a lot of packaging there, and we've got some boomph down here, which we'll do in a minute. Okay, that's it. Let's quick look around the box. Lens hood, optical SteadyShot active mode for movie. So it's a really good lens for video. It's nice and quiet sleeve when it moves. It's also really nice for photos. And if you want to see what the photos come out like, if you go to my Flickr account, Mesmerland, and have a look at the MCM Comic Con this year, 2017. Now there is another lens which Sony do, very similar, very similar indeed. The main difference being it's black and it looks more like a Tamron lens. Obviously this one's silver, so this is the one to look for if you want the best all-round lens for your Sony camera, your A6000, or perhaps even the 6300, because neither of them have got stabilisation in. This is the one. Right, so I just did a review of the Sigma lens, so we just bring that one in there. That's a 30mm. There's not a lot in it, is there really? Obviously this one has got a zoom, so it comes out a bit more. But let's fit it onto the camera. Now it's quite a heavy lens, no doubt about that. It's chunky, it's big, and it's got a 67mm for your filters. Now, see, it's quite a, I mean on this little camera, it's quite a bit, isn't it, out? But it's still usable. I mean, I just hold the camera at the lens rather than on the body. Just get used to shooting in a different way when you've got a tiny little camera like this. You hold here, or both. You can still get your hand in around here to grip. So that's it at 200 and 18. There's a lock to stop lens creep because this is brand new, this one, and it's not creeping at the moment. We'll give it a little while and it probably will. But that's what you get because it's a video lens, so yeah, there's a little bit of noise. I think it'll get quieter, but my friend's is quieter than that as it beds in. Because on this one, if you use the actual mics here, they're either side of the lens, and there's no microphone. On this one, no microphone in, nothing. So let's fire it up. Focuses really nice and quick at the 18mm, and at the 200mm. It's struggling. There we are, eventually. This is just a quick test in my room. Just one thing I must say though is check that it's got the latest firmware. Now you can update this on the Sony site. Actually, I might do that as part of this to make sure it's got the latest firmware in the lens. You can update it for the camera, because the latest or the last final update, whatever it is, gives it another focusing mode. I think it only focuses on one mode. Well, my friends did till I updated it. I say this is an old lens now. There's not that many of them about. I got this one on Amazon. It was £617, and it hasn't. I've had it on the wish list for some time, and it hasn't actually changed much in price for ages. So I've had to go for it before there's none left. This, when I eventually get a 6500, I will just keep this one on this body, because there's no stabilisation in this one. And it's a perfect lens, other than the weight and size. If size and weight, you know, if that's important to you, then you know you can go from a pancake lens upward. But when you consider this 30mm, there's not much in it really, is there? But I think it's quite big for a 30mm. That. And you compare it to Zeiss 16 to 70. It's a little bit bigger than that. It is heavy, so there must be some nice bits of glass in there. Nice and heavy, and it's a real good do everything sort of lens. This is the lens, if I only had one to pick on a day out, this would be the one. In fact, on this, on the close, when it goes to 3.5 f-stop, is it? Something like that. Oh yeah, it goes to 3.5 when you come right down here. It's actually really nice for portraits. And then you can zoom right out and do something else, or you can zoom right into someone. And I used it throughout the Comic Con. I took over 1,000 photos in the last Comic Con. I'll put a link in the description in case you want to have a look. And all the photos on there were taken with this lens. Well, not much more to say about that, other than if you've got an A6000, I would seriously consider this. And if you're just about to buy one, and you're thinking of going for the two kit lenses, this covers virtually that whole range. Because the bigger one, I think, is 55 to 210, something like that. But I mean, to have a zoom that comes back so wide is brilliant. Anyway, there we are. One day this lens will stay on this camera, and I'll be changing these sort of, that's an unstabilised lens, out. Oh, let's have a quick look at the blurb, if anyone's interested. European guarantee. Yeah, it's a worldwide pack, so there's different languages, so it's just select the right one. Well, that one says operating mode on the front, so this must be the English one. It always covers the basics, doesn't it? How to take the lens cap off, you know, how to put the lens hood on, how to focus, how to lock. Okay, so I've just checked online, and this lens has the latest firmware in it, which is actually quite old firmware. And to check that it is got the right firmware on yours, just go to the menu, go right the way over to the right tab here, and the last number, number 6 on the tab where it says version. Go to version. There we are. So there's the operating system for the camera. And for the lens, version 02, that is the latest software for that lens. So as long as it's got that on there, it'll be focusing with the hybrid system or whatever it is. Anyway, it's worth making sure that it does have the right version on there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.